I'm going to need a team on mulch, cutting mulch, because we're going to mulch everything up. Again, someone who didn't use a machete last time, and I'll be trying to drop a few of the bigger trees. I don't know if, maybe Nick is pretty good with a chainsaw. I might get Nick to do a bit of, we might get some of them down for later. So we'll be doing that, hedge planting, mulching up any of the cacaos we find on the way. So we started off here. We started off on this corner. We've done about that much of the snake. Yeah, is everyone on this? We're all on the same page. The group that came from Kangaroo, it's our last wind-up complete tasks day. So just hang in there. Yesterday I harvested turmeric, which I planted last year in one of the beds over in this berm. So I've planted a bit of the snake out with turmeric. So I'm looking for things that pigs don't dig out. Any other things that anyone can recommend that we plant out? Dave?
I don't know anything they don't eat.
You don't know anything they do. Well, they didn't touch the turmeric and they didn't touch the ginger.
Galangal?
Galangal. I don't know if it's going to get used. I don't think they'll touch the galangal. But the thing is, when we start planting things, is you go back to the community. Is this going to be something you're going to use, or is this something that's going to be useful for the outer community to sell as surplus or to share as surplus? Because often I see things planted and they're culturally inappropriate because people don't even use them. Galangal in Thailand, yes. You'd make $1 million out of it.
Will burdock grow here?
Who?
Will burdock grow here?
I think it will have a few issues. I don't know. I haven't seen it much on this elevation. Probably better where it's a bit colder, cooler.
How about garlic or garlic family plants?
I tend to go for perpetual garlic. The other garlic's a temperate climate plant, which might have a bit of an issue here too. I don't know. But we're coming at the end of winter. Is it? Here?
Yes.
End of winter. So you've got to think of that too. So we're coming into the beginning of spring. So maybe we'll get some more hints. Lucy? What do you reckon?
If you want a little nitrogen fixer, the glycyrrhizia is what we plant to keep out pigs. It has a nice pink flower, but it...
Yeah, they're only small beds. But we could just do glycyrrhizia and let it sit for a season and cut and chop back. We could do that anyway. So we might do one bed of glycyrrhizia. We've got it down in the vegetable garden. Okay, so we're doing edges. We started here. We did. There's a couple of bananas here. There's an avocado here, and I think we started mulching a couple of the nonis along here. I've got 2 or 3 bare root nonis that I've just pulled out of the ground as I've been driving around the place. And they desperately need to go in the ground because yesterday they were cooked in the sun a bit. They'll make it through. Noni's amazing. So I've got a couple of bare root nonis that can go along this edge to get planted. So we're doing gingers, a couple of nonis. We're mulching up any cacao and any fruit trees we find here and clearing around them. And so that you'll get an idea of, once something's been planted like that, how to maintain it. I'm hoping we've got enough time to go down to the coconut circle down at the welcome garden and put in some nitrogen fixing ground covers there. Where we put the coconuts in. And that coconut grove that got planted yesterday, the spontaneous chaotic order one, the order chaotic one, let's add another 5 to that.
Wow.
Oh yeah, let's do it. It's just like a nice grove. We're all together, that's fine. They can do it down there. We can add another 5 to that. Okay? Whoever didn't get to plant the coconut, anyway, definitely be great for you to do it. And I left quite a few trees half thrown on the ground there as mulch, which I didn't finish. So that we need to mulch those up as well. Are there any sort of insights, questions on what we did yesterday? Anything that you wanted to query or wanted to add to?
Why did we plant 2 banana trees together?
Natural.
Huh?
It's natural.
Do they all
Okay.
grow in pairs?
Did you see the ones I showed? I mean, it's a bit easier than me doing them on the board. But were you there when I showed you? Like a couple were like that, really nice nodular ones and you can really see the difference. Like with the ski leaf, right? And a couple of them were like globby, rotten looking things like that, like with the, and I cut through them, they were all mushy all the way down to about there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to put a prize hole and stick that and wait 2 years for a bunch of. I mean, it will probably from the corm here, it will send another shoot up.
Okay.
But you might as well stick one of these with one of those and get something really nice happening. Just go for the best situation possible, the highest potential possible. It's the same as the cuttings we did with the coleus. If there was something that had a root or didn't have a root, put them together, and at least like 2 or 3, at least one's going to definitely take. Okay, we're going for definite positive results every time. We're superheroes. We're not going to play around and say, oh, maybe it will, maybe it won't. Forget it. We're over that time. In the past. Didn't exist anymore. Okay, so we've got bananas to plant on this edge. The bananas on this edge are not necessarily going to be bananas for harvesting. If they are, great. But what do we know about the tropics?
Wind.
Huh?
Rain.
Rain? Yeah, where's all the nutrient? Or most of the nutrient?
On the edges.
In the plants.
In edges, locked up in plants, locked up in organic material. So we want as much organic material as possible. And bananas are water pumps, boom, bring it up. We get lots of rain. There's moisture here. I mean, last night I thought, is it guavas falling or is it rain? I went outside and I saw the stars, but it was raining, and then the guavas fell at the same time. I thought, it's a whole bloody lot. It is. You can't get easier than here. You've got everything happening at the same time. It's a living nursery out there at the moment. We're coming into spring. So let's get the organic material as much in as possible. And they can be used for harvesting. They can be used to be cut down as mulch. I told you I use my bananas as sheet mulching. I use them for all my mulching around trees, because if you cut one, and I'm sure you have by now, what's it like when you cut one?
Water.
It's just water. And have you seen the patterns of it?
So beautiful.
We'll cut one today again. So for people who haven't seen one, that maybe come from a temperate climate, it's the most amazing fabric of pattern. And that in itself, the water's locked up in that. If you cut it flat and it sits, it's just like a permanent drip feeding device for a plant. Yeah? So we're going to be planting that edge to keep the forest back. That dangerous forest. Whip it back. But we're going to use wonderful bananas to do that. And we will cut some back and we'll use it as mulch. So what are we doing? We can use the word taking? Is that good? Huh?
Cycling.
We're recycling. We're cycling energetics. Okay, so we're removing some energy from some plants, placing it down on the ground in other plants. Everything's moving that down into the earth and providing it nutrients for other plants. Okay, that's all we're doing. We're assisting that process very gently with song, with music, with eloquence, with consciousness, with that pulsating intention of blue solar hand vibration. That's what we're doing. Got it? We're in warrior mode. So, with no further ado, is that what they say? Let's go and do it. Any other questions?
You were going to talk about what to plant where.
You guys just like me. You just like sitting down and talking. Come on.
You talk about the healing space there, what you're going to do with that garden. You know, in front where the car park is now.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
not I was. You guys were going to come up with design ideas for that area. Okay. Did anyone sort of have time to go down there and have a feel of that?